Hi, I'm immigration attorney John Kasaravi, and today I want to talk about what seems like the biggest issue facing many people with USCIS, which is not getting receipt notices and not getting biometrics appointment notices. I'm going to talk about why that is and what's going on to help relieve some of the pressures and tensions involved with it and help you prepare for what's going on. But before going there, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, click the like button, smash it, and ring that bell. And with that, let's get it started. All right, so a big problem we're seeing nowadays, and it's really distressing for me and a lot of attorneys as well, is that we're submitting cases to USCIS, we're mailing it to them, and which a lot of cases have to be mailed to them. This includes, green card renewals, includes citizenship cases, N-400, I-130s for family cases, I-485s for adjustment of status, I-140s for employment-based cases, I-129s for employment cases, all the different kinds of cases, and not just one, even fiancé visa, I-129Fs. All these forms that we're mailing to USCIS get to them because we have tracking. We know that it's been delivered and it's been signed for, so it's getting in their hands. But 1, 2, 3 weeks go by, which is a typical time where first a check will be cashed. So that way, when you have your check cashed for the case, you know that they've accepted for processing, but nothing happens. 4, 5, 6, sometimes 7 or 8 weeks, 60 days plus go by and still the check isn't cashed. If you submit a form G1145, I believe it is, where they're supposed to text message you that they got it, you're not getting that either. And you get worried, like, what's going on? Why is my case not accepted? You might have an employment-based case with retrogression, which means, if it's not accepted by that point, potentially if they rejected it, then you lost your chance during this period of time to apply for that green card. It's a little more complicated subject, but these worries exist. Now, I want to let you know that if you properly submitted the case and the check didn't have issues, you weren't missing a document, it's okay that it's taking this long. What happened is USCIS is understaffed right now, and in October, November, because there's massive changes in the visa bulletin, the way employment-based cases in particular, how long they take to get a green card, all of a sudden they opened up where they could get the green cards much faster. This led to a deluge and a huge amount of cases being submitted at the same time, and along with that, again, being short-staffed, and the coronavirus situation where the mail center that accepts these cases coming in can't, just like in the past, have a group of people in one room getting tons and tons of cases, opening up those packages and ordering them. Because of coronavirus, there's this social distancing. There's not that many people that can show up. They have to wait for these packages to be cleared and stuff like that. So those people working on USCIS, they're protected as well. And all this has caused a huge slowdown in the acceptance of the cases. Now, when you get the receipt notice, the day it was delivered to their address is the day it's accepted, that's fine. But it's taking more than a month. USCIS says it's taking 30 days, but it's not true. On average, I'm seeing cases take 6 weeks right now. I have colleagues that I've seen it take 8 weeks before. But they still are getting it. They're cashing checks at that point and then sending out the receipt notices in the mail. But the delays are very stressful. Now, even if you have delays, it doesn't mean that's going to get accepted, as I said. It could be rejected, it could be sent back if you didn't put the right amount on the check, the dollar amount, you didn't write the check right, you might have mailed it to the wrong place, you may have had issues where you didn't fill out all the boxes on the form so they couldn't accept it. So these rejections are still possible and you can get that back in the mail. That is something that does happen, but for the vast majority of cases that are properly filed, unfortunately, it's just a delay thing, so it's nothing to distress yourself about. You didn't do anything wrong in most of these cases, and it's just taking a lot longer, but they are coming. Now, the second thing that's distressing by these delays is the biometrics appointment. So a lot of different types of green card cases within the United States require you to have your fingerprints done. This could be removal of conditions, I-751. It could be I-90 green card renewals, naturalization, citizenship, adjustment of status, I-485s. All these cases, most part, require fingerprinting appointment, and people are not getting it. Even re-entry permit form I-131s. And so what's distressing is people are like, why am I not getting it? Is there an error? Did they lose stuff? Am I not going to get it? Well, the reality is, just like those mailboxes, the lock boxes at USCIS that have to do social distancing because of COVID-19, the biometric centers, the ASCs, are the appointment where you have your appointment to get your biometrics, your fingerprints, and your photos done. They as well can't just have a bunch of people in the waiting room there. So first of all, they had shut down for 6 months and just not doing any biometrics. And when they opened up, they had a huge backlog of cases. Along with that, they can only see few people every day. So it can't just have a lot of people coming in. So what that does is it just hugely delays the process. And so I have cases, for example, of a re-entry permit. This is for someone that needs to be outside the United States for more than 6 months in a year. They apply for a re-entry permit travel document. Normally the biometrics appointment notice is a month or 2 after submitting it. I have a case 6 months have gone by, still no biometrics, which is distressing because once we submitted the case, the person had to leave the country to be out for an extended period of time. They're hoping that they'll wait a month or 2 after filing the case and do their fingerprints, but that hasn't been the case. So now they eventually will have to come back, they don't know when, just to do a fingerprinting appointment. And so that's a big stress. But in all, it doesn't mean your case is bad. It's not like a problem with your case. It's just practically speaking, because of the coronavirus, because of the shutdown, and everything that's going on, unfortunately, is causing these delays, both in getting the receipts and getting the biometrics appointments. But again, it doesn't mean that you've done something wrong in most of these cases. It doesn't mean for you to stress out and call your lawyer, call USCIS. There's no need to do this kind of stuff. If you still haven't got a receipt after 60 days, you should try calling them up. But before that, it's nothing going on. And if it goes past 60 days, most likely your case is rejected and it'll come back to you in the mail, so you'll know that way that's rejected. So you'll know one way or another what's going on. And on the biometrics side, just be patient. It's not a big deal. Just biometrics at the appointment you do. It doesn't necessarily have to do anything with the interview. We've had work permits even approved without the biometrics appointment notices. So just be cautious of not stressing yourself out in this process. Do what you gotta do. Be with your loved ones. Do your work. Read some books. Watch some TV. Relax. Do whatever you need to do. But don't stress out about USCIS because a lot of it is not their fault. It's a situation with funding. It's a situation with the COVID-19 virus and all the wildness that 2020 was. I just want you to enjoy this holiday season. And again, the holiday season is another problem. There's a bunch of holidays right now. They may be short staffed, all this kind of stuff that will cause more delays. But you just focus on enjoying your family for the rest of 2020 and preparing yourself for success and happiness in 2021. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you haven't already, again, please subscribe, pound that like button so YouTube knows that to recommend more of our videos to people that need this information, and ring that bell to get notifications. My website is jqqlaw.com, and also follow us on our secondary channel, YouTube clip channel. It's called JQK Immigration Clips. You'll find a lot of information that's helpful there in bite-sized formats. Thanks again. Until next one, have a good one. Bye-bye.